the lecture of medicine here. Hoping to the press conference. CDC the lecture of medicine, warming up the place. The press conference.
Long live the dying spirit of CDC, long live. Long live the vibrant spirit of Chairman Paul, long live. Long live the leadership spirit of Chairman Michael, long live. Long live the afflicting spirit of Chairman Nito, long live. Say yo, down to reactionary tendency, down. Mafia regime, down. Criminal empire, down. Fascist regime, down. Black Samo, down. Constitutional terrorists, down. Reactionary tendency. Criminal braca. Terrorist braca. Asia braca. Road braca. Criminal braca. Honorable braca. Free Republic. Killing Republic. Murdering. Injustice. Say yo. We are here to liberate ourselves. Say yo. We are here to march into history. Say yo. Karibu kabibi mabana. Yesu karibu kwangu Yesu. Felisa badaya Congress. Felisa badaya Congress. Puta. Manda. Congress. Time is fast spent. I'm going to welcome all of you to the Papi Solo Conference Hall, a hall of intelligentsia and massive consciousness. Members of the Fourth Estate, you are welcome. We want to welcome and recognize the presence of officials of constituent political parties of the mighty coalition for democratic change. If you are here representing any of the constituent political parties, it's important that you stand so you can be recognized. All those representing constituent political parties that are here. Manda. So you are welcome to this very important press conference. We want to welcome all of you members and officials of the Auxiliary Network. We also want to welcome and recognize members and executives of the National Women's League, led by Madame Fatou Soirée. We quickly want to recognize members and officials of the indomitable, revolutionary National Youth League of the Mighty Coalition of Democratic Change, under the ambience and stewardship of the nation's most powerful young man, Chicago train, the Iruda chairman of the Young People of the Republic of Liberia, Chairman Emmanuel Moba Johnson Alliance, Agostino Nito. Okay, we want to recognize the National Vice Chair for Policy Planning and Program of our party, Louis Wright. Aluta, comrade. Time is fast spent. We have to proceed. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow revolutionaries, members of the press, I am honored to recognize the presence Quickly before proceeding further, I want to use this time to recognize the CDC, our USA chapter that is represented here. So please stand. Intercontinental Revolutionary Zayo. Thank you. Thank you. So quickly I want to recognize the presence of the SG Emeritus of the Mighty Congress of Democratic Change. SG Emeritus. Want to recognize the president of the SG Emeritus, the man who commandeered the forces. He taking John Manor, we have the presidency in 2017. Chairman Emeritus, Mighty Congress of Democratic Change, and current Senator of Maggie Bicante, Nathaniel Faro Maggie. Put it Let us also not forget that he represents the CDC Legislative Caucus as chairman. Quickly, time is running out. I am now the official messenger. I'm here to pave the way for those who will usher on the stage the man that has been mandated by the National Executive Committee of the Congress for Democratic Change to deliver its message to citizens and Liberians, both in Liberia and in the diaspora. I'm honored, comrades, to invite on stage who will welcome a very special individual as well that will officially bring the chairman on stage. I'm honored to invite on stage the public Relations Officer Emeritus of the Revolutionary National Youth League, the Congress of Democratic Change, a retired student leader, a renowned advocate, and the current vice chair for operation and political education of the Revolutionary Youth League. Congress of Democratic Change. I've been listening. We said who will take the stage to usher in the next president that will officially bring the chairman on this platform. Honor the welcome on the platform. I've been see we said.
Only we said. We said.
Viva, viva, German, we are delivering now. Viva!
Viva!
Forward, 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 CDC 2029, forward!
Forward!
Forward, 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 CDC 2029, forward!
Forward!
Down, 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 Joseph Walker, down! Forward, 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 Temedanga, go forward!
Forward!
Forward, 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 Joseph Tamakoji, forward!
Forward!
Forward, forward, Natala Farmagel, forward!
Forward!
Down, 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 Joseph Walker, down!
Down!
Down, down, rotten economy, down!
Down!
Down, 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 extrajudicial killing, down!
Down!
Amanda!
Away to!
Away to!
Amanda!
Maibuye!
Liberia!
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 Well, comrades, thank you ever so much. Distinguished militants and cadres, the men and women who drank from the repository of cultures and the bulwark of revolutionary combativity, permit me to bring you warm, unabated revolutionary felicitation and greetings, as well as salutations from the wombs and mattresses of the man who presides over Liberia's premier mass-based democratic barometer of consciousness, the indomitable Mother Coalition for Democratic Change, Comrade Adeolog Janga Augusto Co. It is an honor to also bring you greetings to the different men and women under the banner of the Indomitable Revolutionary National Youth League of the Indomitable Mother Coalition for Democratic Change, headed by the Comrade Emmanuel Moba Johnson. And so while we're in flight, witness the arrival of the lawmaker of electoral district number 16, Comrade Dixon Wawuli Sibo. Respect your gallantry and resilience to be called at the National Bulletin, where men have gathered to send the final message to Baka is band of criminals. Red salute, Comrade Dixon Sibo. And so while we witness the arrival of Dixon Sibo, we've been told that Comrade Jeremiah Pay, the Secretary General of the Movement for Economic Empowerment MOVE, has also arrived on the stage. Move, Waka, move, 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 Waka, move, move. And so while we saw the arrival of these gladiators, we also witnessed the arrival of Comrade Colonials. We are the vice chair for finance and investment of Moscow County as well. And so, comrades, we have no time to deal with dictators. You must respect time. That's true. Waka is dancing on the road. Waka is masquerading the garment of Adolf Hitler, Benito Mussolini. And so he had to be dealt with on the basis of his arrogance. Waka will have to be dealt with decisively. And so we have no time. This press conference will be one of the shortest press conferences. Very short. Because when the chairman speaks, men without their boots roll their sleeves and confront the arrogance and barbarism of the monstrous dictatorship of the man who sets off the executive mansion, trying to obliterate and desecrate the sanctity of the Constitution and wage war on our democracy. So we have no time. We have no time. Let me quickly call upon the man who will call to the direction to provide the official position of the Coalition for Democratic Change. He's a man who is the chairman of Mosul County, a retired student general, one of the leading voices in the trenches, alternative voices in the trenches of battles in history, to deal with the Chubi Party incarnate and the regiment of the Guaca kleptocracy and kakistocracy.
Check.
We have no time, comrades. Put your hands together to welcome on stage. Comrades.
Liberia. Thank you and thank you very much. Like Comrade ideologue Fidel Castro of our revolution, in person of Alvin Siwisa said, to deal with dictators, you need to respect time. Because mind you, they too always try to be on their light. And so for the single purpose of ushering to this symposium, the man who chairs the conglomeration of mass-based grassroots political movements under the canopy of the Coalition for Democratic Change, to call him to this symposium, it is important to let you know that he's no stranger to revolutionary struggles and political engagements. I will be calling to this symposium one of Liberia's best. If we were to look at struggle history of individuals on our political landscape, this is a man who has a firebrand young man, and with the strong desire to ensure that dictators are confronted and democracy is rooted in the bailiwicks of the Republic of Liberia, at his tender age, started confronting the status quo. When the time came, when he knew that he needed to still struggle ahead, when it was necessary to go into exile because the dictators were after him, he did not hesitate. And that was strategic, as that has afforded him the opportunity to still confront the dictators. That he succeeded yesterday, it's no argument that he will succeed today. So if those who are at the helm of the architecture of our country will think that they will succeed to degenerate our democracy, destroy the fabrics that uphold the sanctity of this nation, and bring the nation to the highest level of public disrepute ever in the history of this country, we want to remind them that they are men who are prepared and ready to lead the struggle. And one of such men is the one I'm about to call to this symposium. Let me remind you, he's been circled by trained and prepared cadres. Like you can see in the hall here, these are cadres and militants who are hungry and ready to ensure that the sanctity of this nation is not brought to the lowest.
Zeyo, it's time to rise and rally. Zeyo,
Zeyo.
rise and rally. Zeyo, any tyrant in Liberia. Zeyo.
So let me remind those who have dwelt in criminality at the level of the Unity Party, and have thought that they will have holidays. We want to remind them that the holidays are about to end. And as the message is delivered, we want them to know that the bases have been organized and the cadres are ready to move into action. On this note, let me call to the Rosium Chairman Augustus Janga Ko.
You don't know the story of down to tyrannus, down to the mafia regime, sit down. For what? For what? To self-liberation, say forward. Forward. To rise and rally, say forward.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Distinguished comrade revolutionaries, Blue Revolution. I'd like to use this time to recognize Comrade Nathaniel Fallow Mangeo, Chairman Emeritus of the Congress for Democratic Change, here the Coalition for Democratic Change. I'd like to recognize Comrade Louis Wright, the Vice Chair of the CDC, Comrade Mayor Moba Johnson, Chairman of the Youth League. Comrade Emmanuel Swan, Chairman of Monserrato County, the entire leadership of Monserrato County. Honorable Dissing Wulawi Sibo, Revolutionary Honorable representing District number 16, Monserrato County, Comrade Jeremiah Edison P, National Secretary General of the Movement for Economic Empowerment. Comrade Zlato T, Chairman of CDC USA Iowa. And other distinguished comrades and militants assembled here today on our words. We have assembled here today. We bring you greetings from His Excellency George Manawia, leader of the CDC, and the immediate past president of the Republic of Liberia. We have assembled here today after successfully documenting this rogue regime for the last 1 year. A regime that is well away in incompetence and ineptitude. A regime that is bent on retrogressing the country back to the dark days. We have assembled here today to send out a caveat that when the CDC democratically surrendered power in January 2024, we did not do that out of weakness. That was done to demonstrate the unflinching commitment of His Excellency President George Manawia to the tenets of democracy. We have come here today to remind the despotic and emerging tyranny of a government of President Bouakai that you do not have the capacity to contain the Liberian people. You do not have the capacity to contain the Liberian people, because dictators who are far alert than you are were confronted and defeated on the battlefront. And we have come here to tell you today that the strength and legitimacy of the government lies in adhering to the rule of law. Attempts on the part of the Unity Party Bouakai government to depart from adhering to the tenets of the Liberian Constitution is a dangerous trend that will be resisted, and resisted sternly. Like I said earlier, the Unity Party government does not have the capacity. You do not have a police or an army or whatever security apparatus to contain the wrath of the Liberian people. Because Article 1 of the Constitution is still very active. And so we want to warn you, because you have embarked on a mission of arbitrary action, weaponizing the Constitution of the Republic, disregarding all of the tenets of democracy. We have come here to warn you that we'll be mandating the Liberian people today to begin to prepare to stand up to the government. That we have got the constitutional right under Article 1 to stand up to any government that transgresses and disregards the Liberian Constitution. The lightening of constitutional violations by the Bouakai Unity Party government is totally reprehensible and totally unacceptable. We have come here today to send a caveat to the international community that we've been reminding you in private. That we've been telling you in private that the government is beginning to lose legitimacy. The government totally disregarding the constitution of the country is a recipe for national chaos. The government series of actions in illegal dismissal of civil servants, illegal removal of citizens from various payrolls, and now the illegal removal of the speaker, the treasonable removal of the speaker. And now the attempt to begin to target members of the CDC will be resisted. It will be resisted sternly.
Man down! Yo, national resistance movement. Yo.
And we want to tell you,
Yo, resist the police. Yo. Yo, resist the rest. Yo.
and we want to tell you that the peace and security of the country is in your hands. You can decide for the country to progress, or for the country to retrogress. The peace and stability of this country is in the hands of President Joseph Boakai and the Unity Party. And we are calling on you. We are calling on you to desist. To desist. And we can tell you, an attempt to arrest any of the CDC lawmakers, they mean you arrest the entire CDC.
What is that statement? Yo.
An attempt to arrest any of the CDC lawmakers, you should be ready to arrest the entire CDC.
Okay.
Because we are aware that the bogus charges, the bogus investigation that has been purportedly conducted by the Liberia National Police and whatever national security apparatus has got no iota of transparency. We challenge you because you have not told the Liberian people who was manning the Capitol building on December 18. Who provided security for the Capitol building on December 18. You have not addressed the issue of how those chairs got removed from the joint chambers before it got gutted by fire. You have an obligation and you are answerable to the Liberian people. You are accountable to the Liberian people. And the reckless arrogance that you think you can crop up charges against decent Liberians and try to throw their reputation in the mud because you want to validate a traceable removal of the speaker will be resisted. It will be resisted sternly. If we want to send out the message to ECOWAS, we want to send out the message to the European Union, we want to send out the message to the MRU, we want to send out the message to the US government that we are being silent and civil, not out of weakness, because even when we had the entire national security apparatus at our disposal in 2024, we did surrender power, not out of weakness, but out of strength, out of a total commitment to the democracy that is evolving in the country. And no government, no president will be allowed to retrogress the country. Some of us live in exile for many years. We will not go back into exile. We will confront you here. We will not go back into exile. We will not encourage any Liberian to run into exile. We should stay here and confront any emerging tyranny. And today we are mandating the National Youth League.
Okay.
The National Authority Network to begin to mobilize the communities. We are mandating the various party structures to get into action. Because it is apparent that the Unity Party government has failed to provide security. The Unity Party government is arresting citizens, keeping them in detention for 3-4 weeks, extracting confessions from them and trying to use those confessions, even though they are aware that confessions extracted from citizens who are in detention, who have no access to legal representation, not admissible in court. So one of those tortures, evidences that you purportedly received after torturing, after holding citizens beyond the 24 to 48 hours statutory period, and then putting bogus charges on them, and comparing them to self-incriminate. All of those things are futile efforts. Those are futile efforts to put fear in the opposition. And those efforts will be resisted. And will be resisted strongly. And we call all other members of the opposition community today. The attack is on the CDC. The CDC that governed the country for 6 years and largely held all of the freedoms of the country. All of the freedom provided in the constitution were held in tight on the CDC 6 year of governance. And the CDC democratically transferred power in 2024, not out of weakness, but out of strength, because our leader, His Excellency President George Manuel Weah, is a global peace icon. And he has further demonstrated his credential on the world stage. Even in the midst when people are planning war, we know you are planning war. You are planning to bring war to the country. You are mobilizing and killing innocent citizens even while we are in power. You are activating people like General Bob Neke and others. You are bringing weapons into the country. And we are aware of these things. But because the election was so close, in the wisdom of the president, His Excellency President Weah, he thought he was not willing to, he would have been contained if he was a despot. But in his wisdom and in the supreme interest of the peace and stability of the country, we surrender power democratically and peacefully, put in place a robust transition. Turn over to you a country that was stable. Turn over to you an economy that was stable. Turn over to you balances in the national accounts. Our far more than what we inherited in 2018. We turn over to you a country that was stable. We turn over to you a country that was peaceful. The CDC government was not wage hunting employees in government because we had a mandate from President Weah not to wage hunt people who were from Unity Party. We had Unity Party people, new Unity Party people working in our various offices, and they know, and all across the government. And today you are taking power, and you are arrogantly targeting ordinary citizens who are only earning their daily bread. I can tell you the day of reckoning is here. The day of reckoning is here. And that we said earlier, we want to call on the CDC Legislative Caucus. I want to thank Senator Nathaniel Fallow McGill. We'll be calling for a boycott. They will be working along with Senator McGill to ensure that the CDC Legislative Caucus boycotts the SONA, because you have overthrown a speaker. You have passed an illegal budget. They will be pursuing legal action against the illegal budget. All because all expenditure executed on the budget for 2025 will be illegal because they have been signed by an illegal speaker. The speaker of the 55th National Legislature remains Councillor J. Funanti Kofa. And any attempt to do otherwise is a violation of the Constitution. And that action will be challenged in court, will be challenged politically in every legal way permissible. So on this note, we would love to conclude by reiterating our call to all the CDC structures around the 15 counties, because it is clear and apparent that you are being targeted by the government. Our members are being picked up and being kept in confinement beyond the 48-hour legal period. The government of Liberia has ignored the right of habeas corpus that is granted under Article 21 of the Liberian Constitution. And for the government, habeas corpus is a right that even in a state of emergency, that must be respected. But the Unity Party Bwaka government has ignored the right of habeas corpus and held Liberians in custody, torturing them, extracting incriminating information from them, and is attempting to use those pieces of information in court. The judiciary is being weaponized. The judiciary is being disrespected. The rulings of the Supreme Court are being disrespected. And we can assure you, because your action is equivalent to the breakdown of law and order in the country. And the government should be the first upholding the rule of law. But the government is at the forefront of the violation of the Liberian Constitution, thereby leaving no option to citizens but to begin to organize to defend your rights under the Constitution of the Republic. So in conclusion, we like to mandate all of the structures of the CDC to begin to mobilize in your community, because it is clear and apparent that the Unity Party government has become a tyranny. It has become a virtual military junta that is governing the country in a junta style that must be resisted. Because we will not allow members and citizens of the country to be picked up, tortured,
and bogus charges placed upon them. So we are mandating the structures to begin immediately to mobilize in the communities. We want to warn the government not to attempt to arrest any of our lawmakers, because that would be an attempt to arrest the entire CDC. On this note, we'd like to tell you that His Excellency President George Manuel Weah remains the beacon of hope for this country. And because he loves you very much, that's why he surrounded power peacefully, even in the midst of allegations of fraudulent activity taking place. He opted for the supreme interest and stability of the country. That's why he surrounded power peacefully, thereby putting you on a new level at the international and national level. So on this note, we love to tell you that the CDC will remain robust. The CDC is ready to confront this tyranny of a regime. The CDC is mobilizing the community. We want to urge everybody to lend your cooperation to the CDC. We'll be working with our brothers in the opposition community to make sure that this government changes course. This government must come back to constitutional order. The government must come back to constitutional order. And we are calling on major stakeholders in the government. The National Security Advisor happens to be a veteran of the Student Unification Party, a former human rights lawyer. And we are disappointed that under his watch as National Security Advisor, these gross violations of the Constitution. You have a historical responsibility, Senior Comrade Kofi Woods. If you are not in charge as National Security Advisor, you must quit. For history will judge you very harshly. But under your watch, citizens of the country have been arrested, have been here for 3 weeks. The 3 Liberians were arrested on January 4th. They have not been released up to now after 2 successive raids of habeas corpus issued against the government. If the court issue a habeas corpus against the government and that raid is ignored, what is the remedy? So that remedy will be in the communities. So that test, so the government is calling on to test whether your 10,000 security forces can contain the 5 million Liberian people. The legitimacy of your government does not lie in the security of the police, the brutal police that has embarked on killing citizens. The legitimacy of your government lies in your victory in 2023 and the democratic transfer of power to you. And you should stay the course and respect the Constitution of the country. Because your attempts to violate the Constitution, the citizens have got the right under Article 1 of the Constitution to protect themselves. And we are beginning that process. Thank you very much. May God save Liberia.
This is the LBO Line TV.